Hey, Palumbo here with an RX Muscle news update. Unfortunately, we're reporting the passing of another bodybuilding industry social media darling, Jo Lindner, also known as Joesthetics. He had over 8 million followers. He was a German-born bodybuilder who's lived in Thailand for a while, who's in Dubai. He was a social media influencer, probably one of, the best out there. I know his goal was to be the #1 fitness influencer, which is a lot different than a lot of people's goals. A lot of people want to be Mr. Olympia. They want to be a classic physique champion, men's physique champion, bodybuilding champion. He loved social media. He loved to perform. He spoke German and English. I watched the video with Dr. Tony Huge, who was talking about him, because Tony lived right next door to him in Pattaya, Thailand, for quite a while. He lived in the building next to, I think he had the penthouse in his building, and then Tony had the penthouse in his, and they were doing a lot of videos together back in the day, I think leading up to the COVID years. And, he was pretty popular back then, and he had a great physique. He was known for doing this thing with his chest where he'd reach out his hands to the side and he would make his pec fibers like kind of twitch. Everyone has their own little gimmick or so, and that was his thing. And it was cool. And who doesn't like to look at that stuff? If you get lean enough, you can do stuff like that and really see the fibers jump around. And he had his thing. He really did. And I think it probably put him on. I would say it put him on the social media map, because it was a video that went viral for him and got him a lot of people watching him. But you could do something that gets people watching you. If you're not entertaining and you don't do fun stuff, people won't continue to watch you. And his joy for the sport of bodybuilding just exuded out of him. His whole thing was, he never really used a lot of bodybuilding drugs. I know for a while he tried to go natural. He said that didn't really work out too well for him. I know he went on HRT. He looked much better on that. The question about why he died at age 30, however, is something that, only the big man upstairs might know why that happened. He was complaining of neck pain, according to his girlfriend that he was living with, and for a couple of days, I believe. Now, I also heard that one of his best friends said that he might have had a seizure. I heard aneurysm also was mentioned by, I believe, his girlfriend, who had a post on social media that she felt maybe it was an aneurysm. He did take the COVID vaccine. We know that. Tony Huge talks about that and actually put up a little post about him having gone to the doctor after that. And he had a lot of heavy metals in his bloodstream, which we don't know if it was caused by the vaccine. But the fact that he did take the vaccine, could certainly have, caused some situation that might have led to his death. We don't know that. Obviously, until an autopsy is performed, we're not going to know. People like to speculate, especially when they see someone as young as 30 years old just die for no reason. That's why it's important, to go to the hospital, go to the emergency room if you don't feel right. As a matter of fact, I am sitting in a hospital. Once again, you might be saying, where is Dave? I see machines back in the hospital. Yeah. I was experiencing some lung pain the other day. I went for a chest x-ray. They said it was clear. Then I started getting a fever a few days after that. So I drove myself to the emergency room. Full workup of tests. They got me on some IV antibiotics now. I must have an infection somewhere. And hopefully that'll be take care of it. You can't, if I would have waited and let it get out of control, I might have got pneumonia again. And that was not going to be an option, for me, because I just underwent open heart surgery 3 months ago. And getting pneumonia 3 months after open heart surgery, which obviously increases your risk for, definitely could, be something that could be dangerous. So when you have something that doesn't feel right, and as bodybuilders, the great thing is, yes, we could push pain off to the side when we're in the gym, but when we're not in the gym, we have a really good understanding of our body and a good feel for what feels normal and what doesn't. And if something doesn't feel normal, you absolutely must go get it checked out, because it could be the difference between life and death. Jo Lindner was a person who touched a lot of people's lives, 8 million people on Instagram alone. And he loved what he did. He loved bodybuilding. He loved promoting a healthy lifestyle. He loved, showing his physique off and doing crazy, kooky things and having fun and making people laugh. And he's going to be missed because of that. And, he's gone way too early. 30 years old is something that we should never have to deal with. I can't even imagine what his parents are going through. He's a young man. He just really was getting a start in life. And now he's not with us anymore. So I'd like to send out my condolences, my prayers, my love to Joe's family and all his friends and followers on this very sad occasion. I hope they figure out what happened to him just so that the family has some closure. And once again, don't take your health for granted. If something doesn't feel right, go get it checked out. Dave Palumbo with an RX Muscle news update.